What's good, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget, Angie, and Don. Well, y'all know who I am, and I'll let them explain who the hell they are.
I'm
Whoop, whoop.
Angie. Hey guys.
Hi,
Just hi. That's it. Just
That's Bridget.
hi.
That's
That's
it.
Bridget. Yo, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. If y'all stayed till the end last week, good God. Talk about bloopers. I had to cut it out, so you can't go back and look at the bloopers, but it was quite fucking hilarious. We thought we was off air, and we really was not. We were talking shit, and we were still on air, but we won't make that mistake again.
Best part of being
Um,
wise.
I don't know who's going first tonight.
You go first, Dawn.
All right, cool. Have you ever wanted a relationship so bad
hey,
that
Lex.
you ignored every red flag that was thrown at you? What's good, Lexus?
Yes.
Anybody can grab that one.
Yo,
Yes. I have.
mhm,
I have.
unfortunately,
My last relationship. Yes. I ignored every single thing. And now and thinking about it, I mean not thinking about it now because now I don't think about it that much. But after the relationship ended and just sitting back thinking about all the stuff, I'm like, Angie, what the fuck? Why did you sit up there and deal with this blatant stuff that was blatantly in your face, blatantly in my face? And I was just like, oh, well, that's my boyfriend. So that's the way I looked at it. That was my boyfriend. So I didn't care because he was still my boyfriend.
well, do you know
It was
why
stupid.
you think you ignored every red flag?
I mean, honestly, because I wanted to be in the relationship so badly. Like, at the end of the day, we started out as really, really good friends.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just wanted to be with him. And it was also a situation where, I didn't have the means to be able to, we lived together and I didn't have the means to live on my own. So it was kind of like I
Mhm.
kind of had to suck it up because
So
I'm going to be
let
homeless.
me let me ask you this: was it that you wanted to be in a relationship with him, or you just wanted to be in a relationship?
I wanted to be in a relationship with him.
Mm, mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. And, sometimes when I think about it even deeper, sometimes I'm like, well, did I want to do it because I wanted to maybe one up his baby mother, who was still his wife at the time, and I know. Um, did I want to?
We're not gonna
Oh,
skip over that. Wait a minute. We
listen,
can't skip over that.
listen, listen. Listen. It's listen. So yeah, because okay, so he was let me just say he was in the military, and for the first 4 years we were together for 7 years. The first 4 years of our relationship, he lived in California.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably like the first, when he got out of, he was in the Marines when he got out of boot camp and everything. Got stationed in California, wanted me to uproot my life and move to California and stuff like that. I wasn't for it. So I guess in the meantime, he asked some other girl, and she moved. So while he was over there with her, we were that was my boyfriend,
Mm,
long distance.
mm.
Yeah. Like I would like okay, red flag that I completely ignored, and now that I look back at it, I'm like, okay. So we all, we would talk on, back in those days it was, Skype and stuff like that. So, we would talk on Skype and blah blah blah, but it would always be so dark. It would always be so dark, and it was like I could tell he was sitting on the floor. Why? Because this motherfucker would talk to me from inside a closet.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah. There's more, but
So, Bridge, you ever did it?
Unfortunately,
Oh, do tell.
I'm not proud.
We live and we learn, girl.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I feel like I talked about this before in the past. I feel like with like one of my exes who I was with the longest, I feel like he was kind of like my first real relationship. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it had a lot. I feel like the reason why I did ignore the red flags is because, my father wasn't really in my life growing up. And I have one brother, but I never had the best relationship with my brother. I used to kind of like be jealous of people who had like good relationships with their brother, because like my brother, he was there to protect, but it's like we never got along. So I just feel like I crave like male attention, and I feel like my ex, I feel like he was like the first male to come in my life and show me what love was. And of course, like, fast forward, he's a fucking narcissist. I don't know, because I feel like when we was younger, I don't feel like he displayed signs of being a narcissist when we were young. I feel like narcissism, like, I feel like it can be triggered by other things, but anyway, I just feel like when we first started dating, like he would literally worship the fucking ground I walked on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we were teenagers,
Mm.
and he would do everything for me. Like everything. He loved me. He would fucking, I don't know, everything. So then it was like when we started as we started aging and getting older, he started to change, but I was still in love with that person that I met, you know?
Got
So it's
it.
like the red flags started coming, and I just ignore, because like this is the first male that came into my life that I really received love. What I thought was love. In the beginning I do feel like it was love. But I feel like it starts to change and it turns to disrespect. And I chose to ignore it just because this one person showed me what love is, and I didn't want to lose that. You know what I'm saying? Because like my father walked out my life, my brother, like we never really had like a good relationship. So and that was me doing my own soul searching, because I'm like, I need to dig to the root of why I felt like that was acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it wasn't out of just wanting someone. You know what I'm saying? Why I chose to, and I'm not that girl to be like, I just want to be in a relationship. It has to be meaningful. But I truly believe that's why I chose to ignore the red flags, just because of like the history, him being, I feel like, the first person to actually show me real love, and actually cared about me. Despite when it started to change. But yeah.
Mm. Mm. So I had one of those circle backs that
Mhm.
we talked about from before.
Mhm.
Um, circled back to a chick. We used to date in like junior high or whatever. And then I ran into her like later on in life. I was like, I had to be like 18. Run into her, and I'm like, yo, like let's do this again. And I really felt like, okay, like something brought us back together. Like
Mhm.
I was in the same place that you were in. Something brought us back together. The
It's
planets
fate.
in line. All that, yeah, it's fate. Don't say it.
It's fate.
So I'm gone off of it. I'm like, yo, this relationship got to work. Like it was supposed to work back then. It's got to work now.
Yeah.
And I put everything and my balls into this damn relationship. And it wasn't until my older sister, I took her to my older sister's house. And my older sister pulled me in the room and she was like, if you don't get that hoe out of my
Oh
house.
yeah, you told us this.
And I was like,
You did
what,
know.
why she a hoe though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? But like, turns out she really was exactly what my sister said. But I ignored every red flag,
Yeah.
every single everything that she said that most women should have been turned down for. I ignored all that shit. And then when
So
we,
why do
we
you feel like you ignore the red flags?
so I ignored the red flags because I thought that, so I've always been I'm meant to be married. I'm meant to be have a family. You know what I'm saying? So when we came back together, I'm like, yo, like this is fate. Like we're supposed to be together. Um, and lo and behold, like we really was not meant to be together at all. Right before we broke up, she had got pregnant. That was another reason. I was like, yo, she about to have my kid.
Yeah.
When we got into an argument, we was getting ready to split up, and I was like, yo, you can go ahead, you know what I'm saying, do what you want to do with that baby, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, it ain't yours anyway. And I was like, what?
You ain't got
What?
to tell me twice.
Right. I did the
You
bird.
ain't got to
You know
tell
what I'm saying? I
me.
was like, but I ignored all of the things that my sister saw. I ignored all those things. My sister had to see her one time, and that was it. Like my sister saw through all of the problems. No saying all her problems.
Yeah.
She already had two kids at 18. Um, and but for me, it was like, yo, ready-made family. I'm good.
Yeah.
But my sister saw through all of that, and luckily she did because I could have ended up taking care of somebody else's kid for a long time before I realized it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lex said could ignore red flags also mean not loving yourself enough. I definitely feel
Yes.
like that's a
Yeah.
huge reason people ignore red flags is lack of self worth. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I could be wrong, but I definitely do feel like it does have a lot to do with your upbringing. You know, like how much how much you love yourself. Your self worth and what you were taught. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe something that you lacking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if like I personally feel like with me, I felt like like me and my dad are starting to develop a relationship in adulthood, but like as a child, like my father didn't really live like an honest lifestyle, and like he was anytime he did come around, he was very dismissive. Like like if and this not to shade him or nothing like that, but like if me and my siblings like, oh, we hungry, he'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like I feel like that is gonna make you feel like, damn, if my own father don't give a fuck about me,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that has a lot to play in, like, or even if you see what your mother accept, you know what I'm saying? That if you see your mother accepting certain things, that sets the tone, you know what I'm saying, of what you feel like you would accept.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I do feel like it has a lot to do with, not really having self worth, but I feel like it can stem from childhood.
I
So
definitely agree, and I really do feel like I relate to that a lot because I felt like that's how it was for me with honestly with a lot of my relationships growing up,
Mm.
and even with some of my friendships. Like I would ignore a lot of red flags
Yeah.
because I just I just wanted to have friends.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to have a boyfriend. All
Yeah.
my friends were having boyfriends and all of that stuff. And when I was growing up, I'm already 4'11", so I'm already short as hell. I had no kind of body. Now, I'll obviously I'm a child, so I'm not supposed to have that much body. But growing up, I had no ass. I didn't get these until at least maybe like 12th grade. Like, so I wasn't, and people were you know always wanted to hang out with my best friend and always wanted to date my best friend and stuff like that and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, well, when I get a boyfriend, and I also feel like that's why I stayed in relationships for so long, because I'm like, well, you my boyfriend now, you gonna be my boyfriend,
So do you
and
feel like that was like comparing to what you seen everybody else have?
yeah, I
Like,
do feel like it was me comparing myself to other people, what other people have. I do feel that's something that I still struggle with, even as an adult, comparing myself to, what I see on social media and stuff like that. Those are some of the kind of things that I'm still working through even as an adult. But yeah, growing up, it was just, you know, everybody wanted to be cool with me, but nobody really wanted to be like my best friend. I always felt like Like, people liked me, but I was never really wanted.
Mm.
I was cool, I was around, but nobody ever wanted to be like, Angie, come. I was just, with the group. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like that's
So you feel
where
like
a lot
kind
of
of
my
like
issues
wanted
came
to be
from.
accepted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
But
Absolutely.
I just like really I feel like, and that's not to say like, none of us is perfect, but I feel like, sometimes that is like it could stem off of jealousy too, people not wanting you around. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Or like they might be, I don't want to put nothing in nobody's ear, but it's like, they might not like if you catch certain attention. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so.
no, it was no, though it was like that. I feel like those are a lot of the red flags that I ignored.
Mhm.
I felt like I was, friends with, people that were cool with me, but they were also cool with making fun of me. You know,
Oh
they
yeah.
were cool. They were
Mm.
cool with me, but they were also cool with, laughing when I'm going through stuff and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I got trust issues.
So I'm gonna be so a lot of the times when it comes to like self-esteem issues and things like that, it's always put on women. But there was definitely a time when my self-esteem was at its all-time low. And then when I started getting money, I falsely inflated my confidence
Mhm.
because I felt like, okay, well, I got money now. So like you gotta like me. I got dough. Um,
Mhm.
but even when you falsely inflate your confidence, behind the scenes, you still got low self-esteem. So when I found that one chick that was like, yo, no saying I'm feeling you, I was like, she's gotta be the one. Like nobody else was feeling me. Must be her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we gotta be together forever. And like a lot of guys won't admit, and I'll be transparent. A lot of guys won't admit that they fell for women because they felt like that was the one that was willing to give them a shot.
Yeah.
Um, and it took a long time for me to realize that I was like falsely inflating my confidence, almost to the point of being cocky. And the reality of the situation was I wasn't cocky. I was fronting. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
out there faking like I was cocky. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gotta love me. I'm done. And behind closed doors, I'm like, yo, hopefully she really like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully she like me.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we put this on women, like
Mhm.
self confidence, and we put that all on women. But there's a lot of guys who deal with the same thing. A lot
Yeah.
of guys are not willing to admit it, but a lot of times guys do the things that they do because of their confidence that they really don't have. So every guy out there, if y'all wasn't willing to speak, I spoke up for y'all. I dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I had the issue and I moved on past it.
I mean, I can definitely see men having like issues with being confident, even if they try to act like it.
Yeah. Like there was a
Yeah.
time when dark skinned men wasn't in. Like that wasn't dark skin wasn't the thing.
Mhm.
And I had light skinned friends, and like Angie said, like I'd be there because my light skinned friends was there. And it was like, all
Mhm.
right, I'll take the humble.
Yeah.
Whoever don't nobody else want, I'll take her. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep, that was me.
So mm,
What, you don't feel like people wanted you because you was brown skin?
No,
yeah.
I was no. What, me?
Oh, me?
Angie,
Yes, kinda.
you
Yes,
do?
kinda. I felt like I was always the one that like had to take one for the team, but I
Mm.
wasn't doing that. I
Yeah.
wasn't doing that. But yeah, I felt like I was always the one. Well, if I guess I'll talk to this person if there's no one left, I guess. But it's not going farther than a
I don't
conversation.
don't know. Like, I'm not laughing at y'all. I think I'm laughing at myself because it's like I'm trying to think like, because I don't think like, I mean, I feel like what's the word I'm trying to find?
Bridget, it's okay. You didn't go through it, girl. You light
No,
skinned
I
and
did go.
pretty. It's all
I'm not,
right. You light
girl,
skinned and
but I did
pretty.
go. But
You've
I
been
did.
light skinned and pretty all my life, Bridget. Please.
No, see, that's the problem right there. That y'all think because someone light skinned, you always get chose. You don't. Because if that's the case, I would already had the child. Niggas wouldn't have had kids on me and some more shit.
No, you
Like,
can get
Ooh.
chose. It's just that these men ain't. Bleh. You know,
no,
it ain't
no,
you.
and
It
it's
ain't
not
you.
like I can't. But I'm just saying, like, just because you light skinned don't mean that you get to be the one. You know what I'm saying? Because trust and believe. Like, even my ex, like, even the person who had a child on me with, she is a brown skinned woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that has nothing to do with like, I don't know. I just don't think it had. Now I'm not saying that it's not in y'all world, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, because I'm light skinned, I got fuck. If that's why don't I got a ring on this finger? You feel me? If
Because
light
you're
skinned and pretty,
selective.
if light skinned,
You
but
weren't
look,
like me and Dawn. We weren't
but listen,
selective.
if light skinned and pretty, if light skinned and pretty just meant that you just get chose, you telling me at this point at age of 33, I wouldn't have got chose by a decent man if I was just light skinned and pretty? That has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I might be choosy of who I choose to date, but it's plenty of probably stand up guys that I probably cannot get. You feel me? That's what y'all not understand. I'm not gonna get chose by everybody. You get what I'm
Go
and
get
saying?
them. I'm telling you. Go
and
get them. I'm
but you know
telling
what?
you.
It's
Go
it's
get them.
crazy how on the other side of the coin, that's what we see. And I'll be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
what we
it
see on the
is.
other
It
side of
is
the
what we
coin.
see. It is. It
But
People
is.
then
people
when
gotta
you're
look.
living when
Yeah,
you're living on the other side of the coin, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, that's not the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
no.
your reality, but it's not
Yeah,
my reality.
like what people
Yeah.
think. Like I promise y'all, that's why I was like, Angie, you trying to say I didn't go through it, but I did though. That's what you not understanding. Like y'all, and the thing is, that's like I would never tell you, Dawn, that your experience wasn't your experience. But guess what? Like I'm on the opposite end of that because since a very young age, I've always been attracted to dark skinned men. I'm talking about since kindergarten because I didn't go to pre-K. But I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about my first crush. He was black as hell. His name was Brandon.
Mine
Had a crush
too.
on his ass. So it's like where you experienced that, Don. That I wasn't that person on the opposite end. Like, oh, I ain't dating him because he dark skinned. That I wasn't that girl.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not gonna say your experience ain't real because that's your experience. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like y'all can't tell me that just because I'm light skinned and pretty that I haven't experienced not being put first, you know what I'm saying, or being taken seriously or treated right, you know what I'm saying. um so I just no, I definitely, I feel like I've definitely been through it, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know, I think it's deeper than skin complexion, like, you know what I'm saying, it has to do with your self-worth, like what you're willing to accept, I don't feel like it's just based off of like exterior, like what your skin complexion and what you look like. It's like your self-worth, or are you allowing people to treat you this way, and that's why that's all you're going to receive because your standards are so low, you know what I'm saying?
So I think what the problem is, right? And I think we really just hit the nail on the head. We don't talk enough to one another to realize that our issues and your issues are this, and I don't mean ours and yours.
Mhm.
Just one group's issues and another group's issues are the exact same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
saying? So if we did that, we would realize, oh, so it's not really me. It's
Yes.
just the people that I'm coming in contact with. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
that's
not
what
me.
and that's why I say even when we talk about the subjects of like skin tone and all that stuff, I understand that like one thing I would never tell nobody their feelings because I'm not you. I don't know how you feel things, and I will never
Mhm.
tell you your experience. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure a lot of us have experienced almost the same things just on opposite ends. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree.
Because it really does exist. Like, Dawn, you could sit here and tell me something. Angie, you could tell me something, and I could tell you something. You be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like all of those experiences probably all made us feel like shit, but we might be taking it from the opposite people.
Yeah, I
So,
totally agree.
um, I know this is gonna sound like an ignorant statement, but just you got it. I got to be cautious now. Lexus, male, female, light skin, dark skin, what?
What her preference?
No, is it what
Oh, that
are you
must be
like?
your
Oh,
homegirl. You
she's
want to
light skin.
answer?
Light skin. That's
Oh,
my
because
friend.
she's a girl. Okay, so
Yeah, she's a girl. She's light
yo,
skin.
and the only reason I say that because you can't I'll be fucking sitting there talking like yo, no saying and calling her a woman and
Yeah,
it'd be a straight up dude. So
yeah.
like, have you dealt with the same issues, Nikel? Have you dealt with the same issues because of your skin complexion? Because you felt like you were ignored because of the fact
It,
that you were a certain complexion.
but even like speaking from like a light skinned woman, y'all do know it's some men that don't like light skinned women.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
only
yeah,
like
yeah,
dark
yeah,
skinned or
yeah,
brown
yeah,
skinned women.
Hmm.
yeah.
You
No,
know what
no.
I'm saying?
What you're 100% correct on that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I know. And it's crazy because sometimes opposites do attract. Like sometimes light skinned men really like brown skinned women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or dark skinned women, you know. But like me, I like, you know, I feel like when I was growing up, I did like prefer dark skinned men, but I've dated light skinned men. I feel like I don't look at skin complexion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you gotta be black. But I'm not looking at skin complexion, you know, especially at this grown ass age. Like that to me is like very shallow.
Yeah, it's to me it's more so um who you are as a person.
Yes.
It means a whole lot more to me than your skin complexion, your
Right.
body shape. Are you a real individual that I can sit down and have a real conversation with and just enjoy life with? If I can't do
Yeah.
that, I don't care how good you look. I don't care how slim you are. I don't care how snatched your motherfucking waist is. None of that shit is important to me because I'll take a big girl with a steady head who's willing to have a good conversation over somebody snatched any goddamn day of the week.
Yeah. I can agree. I feel
Mhm.
like character and all that stuff matters. Definitely matters. But I definitely to from my point of view, I definitely feel like I felt how y'all felt with not being chosen because I sat there and watched everyone be in relationships, have children, and I'm just sitting here by myself. I've witnessed it, you know. So the same way that y'all feel like y'all, I felt that way my most of my adult life. Seriously.
And when when you get older and you learn to deal with that, which you know what I'm saying, luckily we've all got to that point where we've learned to stand 10 toes down on now. I'm not gonna accept anything just
Yeah.
because you the person
Out of
who
out of
chose
yeah,
me.
out of being
Yeah,
alone, and that's my thing now. It's like I'm not just gonna fucking settle for somebody just to be like I got somebody.
right.
Like, I don't know. I don't care. Um, but yeah,
Like when me and my wife got together, we honestly we were both at wits end. Like either I'm gonna be single or this right here gonna work. And like she
yeah,
was actually we were talking about this earlier today, and I was like, yo, we were just so at the point where we were just like, look, I just want real. If you can't be real, it's cool. Let me know.
yeah,
I'll be single. And it just so happens, you know, we ran into each other at the right time, but I was definitely at the point where I was like, yeah, I'm not about to fake nothing for nobody. I'm about to give you exactly who the fuck I am from the door. I'm not about to happy wife, happy life bullshit. No, we about to either both be happy or I'm gonna be by myself. I'm cool with that.
yeah,
Hmm.
So when you get to that stage in life and you like, nah, it's my happiness is just as important as making somebody else happy. If
absolutely,
we can't make each other happy, if we can't force to make each other happy, then we shouldn't be together.
Hmm.
yeah,
I told him, look,
I
I
agree.
can never be going to another relationship where I cannot be me. Absolutely. And everybody should really be who they are. If the person that you are sitting there having a conversation with can't accept who you are, they can't accept you and don't change shit for them. Don't change nothing for them. Be who the hell you are. If you snappy in the morning, be snappy in the morning. They just gotta learn that I'm gonna leave her alone in the fucking morning. That's it. Like I ain't gonna fuck with her in the morning. I'll wait till 12 noon and we'll have a conversation. But in the morning, if you're not a morning person, fine. But so that's it. Don't ignore the red flags.
I,
That's way too small for me to read. Y'all help me out.
Lex said, growing up, I don't feel like I was ignored. I feel like males did like the light skinned women, but for me, growing up, I was always admired the dark skinned women. To be honest, I was never
Mm,
confident in myself.
mm. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Thank you, Lexus, for sharing. Appreciate you. All right, so who's up next? Who got the
Next.
next one? You got you not you got next? You got next?
Who, me or Angie?
You can go
Angie, you
ahead,
got
Bridget. I
next?
can go last.
Okay.
Feel like
Why
I ain't
y'all
gonna
put
last
me
in
in
a
the
while.
middle? Okay. My topic is self-sabotage.
Mm.
I feel like this is something that we probably all are guilty of at a point in time in our lives. Um, so yeah, what's y'all views on self-sabotage?
I can write a master class in self sabotage if you
Thank
guys want a
you.
book.
Thank you.
If
Let's
you
hear.
guys want a book about thinking yourself into a black hole, I got you.
Mm, okay.
I got you. All it takes is just a little brain power.
Okay.
So
So,
what caused you to self like what
well, first of
brought you
all,
to that
let's
place?
talk about what you believe self-sabotage is, because some people might not even be aware of what self-sabotage is. So, explain to the
For
people.
for me, self sabotage is honestly it is what it's called. You're sabotaging yourself. You're for me it's kind of like setting yourself up for failure a little bit.
Mm.
That really is my kind of self sabotage. Like I said, I can literally think myself into a black hole. Like I can think myself into a whole panic attack. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Mm. For
Yeah.
me, self-sabotage is no matter how good things really are going, you are only gonna find the dark spots, and that's gonna be your tap out moment. No
Mm,
matter everything else could be going really good, but you're
yeah.
only looking for the red flag. It's the exact opposite of what we were just talking about. You're
Yes.
really only trying to find the red flags, and as soon as you find one or two, you'll tap out on what's possibly a good relationship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've done that shit a million fucking times. Go ahead.
I feel like self-sabotage is definitely all of that. Um, but on another perspective, it's almost like you're ruining either a situation, a relationship, or something because you don't feel like you're worthy enough to have it. So, or maybe out of like fear, you know,
Mhm.
out of scared that something might be so good, let me find the bad in it. But
Mhm.
I definitely where you with the red flags, how you said the opposite. I feel like a lot of people self-sabotage, like trying to like when in regards to like dating or something, people can self-sabotage like
Mhm.
trying to find the perfect person, and nobody is like 100% perfect, you know.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, this is a good person, they got good morals, they have a good
Mhm.
head on their shoulders, a good career, like they
Mhm.
treat me right, they do this, but they're a little bit overweight or something, like stupid
Mhm.
shit. Or like their teeth could be a little bit straighter. And I'm not saying people can't have a preference. Yes, you can have a preference, but
Mhm.
it's like to think that you're gonna ruin something good based off of like
Mhm.
trying to be perfect. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. But yeah, I don't know.
Like
And
for
I feel like people do it out of fear too. You know, like if you talking to someone and it's like everything seemed good, seems so good that it's like it's starting to scare you. So it's like, let me ruin it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Like for me, I would always put women in a box. And it was like, since I would sit there and go, okay, well, this is what happens when it's almost over. So if a woman would start, you know what I'm saying, on that withholding sex, and I know Don always talking about sex, but if a woman would start withholding sex from me mentally, I was like, yo, it's a done situation. Instead of trying to figure out why she got to the point to which you want to withhold sex, I'd be like, yo, we ain't having sex every day like we used to. It's pretty much over. It's time for me to start finding somebody new, move on to the next one. Um, and I would literally sabotage relationship after relationship, not realizing that it was my behavior that caused them to be like, I'm just gonna not have sex. Like, he likes sex. I like to be treated good. He ain't treating me good. I'm not gonna give him sex. So I would literally shut down relationships based on, okay, so we went from every day to now it's every other day. All right, well, this is the start of the ending for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start tapping out. But when I learned that if you do good, you get good type shit, you know what I'm saying? When I realized that, you know what I'm saying, if you make sure that your woman's happy all day long, she will make sure you happy at night.
Yeah.
Guys don't realize that shit. Like, it's real,
Mhm.
No,
it's a real situation.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Men are helicopters, women are planes. Men go like this, ready to have sex. Women need a runway. They need their whole fucking day to be, that runway need to be cleared. That means if y'all both got to do the laundry, don't leave that shit for her to do. You know what I'm saying? Do the laundry. If it
Mhm.
means you're gonna be happy at night. Um, at what point did you guys? At what point did you guys notice you were self-sabotaging?
I'll tell an example, like with my one ex, because me and him were off and on. It was an off and on relationship, and I feel like I would self sabotage. Like when I would like go on dates with guys, I would find some dumbass excuse of why I can't talk to him, because in my mind I gotta go back to this toxic ass nigga. He wasn't my nigga,
Mm,
but it's like he was my nigga. So I feel like I did self sabotage. Maybe some good guys, like, I didn't take them serious, going on dates because I'm like in my mind, like, I'm in a relationship that I'm not really in a relationship.
Mhm.
So I feel like you can self sabotage when it comes to you realizing, like, okay, you in a situationship that is not going nowhere. You start dating, but then you trying to find every fucking thing wrong with the people that you dating, and there's really nothing wrong with them. You just feel like you're bonded with this toxic ass ex, and it's
Mhm.
really just finding an excuse to go back to them.
Yeah. I feel like my self sabotage is deeply rooted in anxiety. Um, when it comes to self sabotage for me, it also deals with the perfectionist thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, if I I feel like I can't do something if I'm not either doing it full out or I'm not doing it to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And if I sit there and think about it, like think about the steps that I have to go through
Mm-hmm.
to get to the perfection, it makes me anxious as hell, and then I end up not doing it.
And you procrastinate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
for me, age is where I noticed that I was self-sabotaging. Um, as I got older and I started to realize, you know what? If I'm not going to be with somebody who accepts me for who I am, now, yeah, we all got to make changes. We all have some ways we could tweak our personality, but if I can't be who I am, I can't be with them. And once I did that, I actually started looking for people who matched my personality, like
Mm-hmm.
who accepted my personality. So this way I didn't have to sabotage relationships. But I would definitely say age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I've said a million times how old I am, so I ain't gonna keep saying it. But as I got older, as I started going through my 40s, love you, Angie, you're number one.
You're 51.
Shut the fuck
um,
up. Y'all can
when I went through my 40s, I was like, you know what? I have been basically messing up relationships by trying to change who I am to fit the relationship.
mm-hmm.
And then when that didn't work, I would end the relationship. As opposed to just being who I am in the beginning
Yeah,
and knowing, okay, either this is for me or it's not for me.
right.
So Lexus, I don't know how old you are, but age is a really big factor on you get rid of your baggage a lot sooner as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
carry baggage from one relationship to another as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You start to say, you know what was my last relationship was my last relationship. I'm not taking that into my next relationship. I'm not
Yeah.
taking the heartache, the pain, all that.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like as people get older, they live more in their truth. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
the more you get older, the more you're okay with like being real with yourself and even what you've been through, and you're not ashamed
Yeah.
of it because you know it molded you into who you are, who you've become. Um, but I also y'all gonna hate me for saying this, and I'm not this not coming from a place of judgment at all. But I feel like overindulging is also a form of sabotaging because I feel like people will overindulge um, to
Mm-hmm.
avoid their reality.
Oh, 100%. I feel like that's the point of why they
Yeah,
overindulge.
yeah,
A
yeah.
hundred
But
percent.
it's
Yeah.
Shoot,
self.
that's why I overindulge sometimes.
Me
Shoot, that's
too.
why
Me too.
people, get drunk on it. Wait till Friday.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I'm a
Bitch, life is stressful. Let's get
yeah.
wasted away. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
do a little one too
Yeah,
sometime.
yeah. But I mean, it's a form. It is a form of self sabotaging because it's like
Mm-hmm.
instead of dealing with and facing your reality, you rather cope with something to avoid it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, that is a form of self sabotaging,
Yeah, I definitely agree. But
Like,
to answer her question, she said, "At what point did you guys notice you were self sabotaging?" I feel like it really came into play with me when, because I don't feel like I was always self sabotaging. I feel like it really came into play when I got a promotion at my last job
mm-hmm.
because I was not used to having so much on my workload to get done. And when I say so much of my workload, like it was, I don't want to say it was the same thing every day. It was kind of the same thing every day, but at the end of the day, I have to go through it and I have to make sure, I'm typing things out and stuff like that. So, it's the same thing every day, but it's different every day because, we're talking to different people every day
Mm-hmm.
compared to the jobs that I had before, which are like, I worked at Little Caesars. I'm making the same pieces all day. I'm working at Rural Farms. I'm in the back, helping customers or making food or the same thing all day. So at the end of the day it wasn't really nothing to worry about because I knew what was going to be going down. I knew what was going to be going to happen, so it wasn't really like that overwhelming. But with getting the promotion, now I'm responsible for a lot of shit. Now I
Mm-hmm.
got to meet deadlines. Now I got to, had meetings and all this stuff that I was not accustomed to because, I had been supervisors, but, supervising food service. I had never been a supervisor in, an office setting, where, my job is based on results and, deadlines and, numbers and shit like that. So, it did start to get extremely overwhelming. And I felt like that, made a negative impact on my job because I was self sabotaging because shit was just so overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
like what you said, Bridget, really, so it resonates with me. So
Mm-hmm.
the reason I drink, well, I drink because I like fucking drink, but
We all do
it
that.
also it also gets me out of that person
Oh,
that
wait a minute, y'all. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Why the fuck y'all ain't tell me? I would have had me a little drink.
Girl,
Fuck
you
y'all
know
talking
we gonna
about
have us a
Reese's.
drink, girl. You better
I
drink.
didn't,
You gonna get you
girl.
a Caesars.
I'm thinking that's like a fucking drinking
Good
soda or
God.
some shit.
Nah, this is Seagram's cherry Italian ice, mother. Good.
Y'all ain't told me that's what type of time we was on today. Damn. Okay.
Here's
So
on.
when I didn't have the confidence,
Cheers to my
when
water.
I
Oh,
drank,
I got that
I
too.
had a different level of confidence. So
Okay.
it it allowed me to ignore who I knew I was and
Mhm.
be somebody else.
Okay.
Um, I'm more talkative when I'm drinking, as y'all can fucking see when I'm on the damn show, talk my damn head off. Um, I'm more confident when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So what you said about overindulging, what I used to use as just a social crutch, so I would only do it when I was at a party
Mhm.
or when I was around in a social environment. So when I was by myself, I didn't really drink.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That will basically change to I drink because I don't like who the fuck I am when I'm not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I started drinking more.
Yeah.
It's only now that I'm just like, you know what, love me or hate me, I'm gonna be who hell I am, whether I'm drinking or not. So I
Yeah.
don't have
Mm-hmm.
to drink to be who I am. But it like that really spiraled into a whole situation of I used to drink on the weekends or at parties.
Mhm.
Then it was like, okay, well, I'll drink on the weekends and parties and maybe Wednesday, because Wednesday I don't know who the hell I might have to deal with on Wednesday. All right, well, Tuesday too, because Tuesday I used to
Long
do a
day at
radio
work.
show, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And when I was on the radio show, I was like, okay, so I drink on Tuesday for the radio show. So now, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking on Saturdays, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Fuck it, I might as well drink every day. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, but it's because I didn't like who I was when I wasn't drinking. I didn't like the introvert that I was.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will sit in a crowd when I'm not drinking. I can sit in a crowd and not say nothing to nobody
Yeah.
because I don't like feeling like my confidence level isn't there. And when I'm
Mm-hmm.
drinking, you get that liquid courage. My confidence level is through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shit, I know everything. I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
um, and I will let everything fly. But when I'm not drinking, it's just like I'm cool. I'd rather just listen to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all lives are a lot more exciting than mine. When I'm drinking, shit, y'all life ain't got nothing on mine. I've done
Yeah.
it all. I've
Mm-hmm.
been there. I've enjoyed it all. Y'all need to get on my fucking level. So you're right.
I definitely feel the same way because I'm an introvert at heart, and I've always had anxiety since I was like 10 years old. I've had anxiety attacks and stuff. So at heart, I'm an introvert. I am quiet around people, but I think my job as a hairstylist has helped me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Able to be more confident in talking to people. I still struggle,
Mm-hmm.
just from always having anxiety. But I feel like because of my job, I was forced to like, hey, how you doing? How's your day been?
Mm-hmm.
How was your week? You got any trips coming up? It
Mm-hmm.
it that has, and I thank God for that because like I'm like I don't talk to people. Like, if I
Mm-hmm.
see people, like I'll be putting my head down.
Mm-hmm.
I really try to avoid people, and it's not because like I don't want to talk to them. It's just my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
hmm
and I'm an introvert, but I get that, Don, because even the day that I met you, like we at the party and I'm the only girl there, and I'm like, let me go in this bitch and take some fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, me being the only girl, I'm like, this shit is fucking awkward. Like, why I'm the only woman here, it's all men, but and I just like, all right, sometimes you do need that liquid courage to like, loosen up and talk to people and stuff, especially if you don't
I
know
love
people.
liquid courage.
Yeah.
It makes
But
me fun. I
I
get
I
loud.
I get you, saying like you know, you ain't like who you are, but I don't know. I feel like whether you're an introvert or it's your anxiety, like even me, I really have had anxiety since the age of 10. And I was just talking to my friend. Me and her went walking before the show, and she's experienced anxiety in her adulthood. And some people do, where like I've experienced my whole life. And the thing with anxiety is like you really gotta like force yourself to do the same things that you're scared to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
Yeah.
you scared to be around crowds, go stick your ass in the crowd. You know, like I used to be scared to go places alone. I force myself to go places alone. I force myself. I'll go sit at a bar by myself. It's things that I do now on a daily basis that I would have never imagined, like as a young girl or a teenager or even in my early 20s, that I thought I would be. I never thought I would be able to do some of those things. So I just say with anxiety, do the things that you're scared to do. That's the only way that you're going to get out of that. You know, it's basically fear. You know.
Yeah. So I used to, when I was younger, never liked being high, but always smoked weed.
Mm.
Go figure. But I smoked weed because anything I did, I could blame on the weed. I could be like, you know what? Anything that I did outside of who I normally was, I'd be like, yeah, I was high. Yo. Don't
Mm-mm.
blame me. I was high.
Avoiding accountability.
And I hated fucking being high. Like I would literally spend more time trying to get unhigh than I took to get high. Like I'd be like, oh my God, like I don't want to be here. But while I'm here, fuck it, I grab her ass because if she say
Oh
Hell
Lord,
no.
Don.
You going to jail.
oh, you know what I'm
Not
saying?
about to
Yo,
grab
my
her
bad, shorty.
ass.
I'm
Hold
high.
up.
Don't blame me. So yeah, like that was my scapegoat. That was my scapegoat.
You
My
fucking reckless,
scapegoat.
Don.
it, it
Uh-uh.
was, and it was not like I knew what the hell I was. I knew what I was doing. I knew
You
what the
knew
fuck
what
I
the
was
fuck
doing.
you
It
was
was
doing.
You knew what you was doing,
I knew what the
Don.
fuck I was doing. But don't blame me. Blame the weed. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Next day they'd be like, "Yo, you know you grabbed my ass." I'm like, "Nah, I don't."
That's like saying a drunk person doing some shit. Cause what's the saying? I don't let me fucking try to quote it, but like when a drunk man tell the truth or something like that.
Yeah.
A drunk mind speaks of sober thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah,
You really like you might be drunk, but you know what the fuck you said. You know that shit been lingering in your head.
A
You know?
mess.
that was me. That
Yeah.
was me
Yeah.
all day.
A
Now I'm a little
mess.
more cognizant. Like, yeah, you can't. Like at 51, I can't blame liquor. Like,
You
Hell no.
can't. That's
I'd be like, yo,
embarrassing.
this is just kind of who the fuck I am. Like, if I grabbed your ass, I kind of meant to grab your ass. I've been thinking about grabbing your ass all day. Just so happened
Oh
that you
Lord,
just
not
happen
all
to have your
day.
ass. I don't do that
All
no more.
right.
I'm joking. I'm
So
married.
like question, are y'all like even in the past before y'all was in relationships, were y'all like drunk texters? Like did you get
No,
encouraged? No?
no.
I'm
I'm
not
not
me.
really I've never really been, honestly, I've never really been a
Fuck yes.
drinker.
Yo,
I've
you
never
have
really been a drinker.
okay.
No.
Use a drunk
Mm-mm.
texter, Dawn.
Fuck yes.
Can I get some
Oh, get that liquid
Right.
courage in me. I'm
You
like, yo,
up?
I've been trying to hit you for a minute. Yo, you woke? I come through,
Hey, big head. Were
and
you
then
Don? Are you the guy that gets drunk, sees girls online on Facebook, and send them a message talk about go to sleep?
nah. So nah.
Log out.
Wait.
Why
Nah, I
you up?
didn't. No, it wasn't me. I had to make sure. Nah, I was more so if I had your information and we knew each other. Oh,
No,
what's going on?
you. I think it's because you went out. You probably gotta go out and come back in.
Yeah, because you got like weird icons on your shit and everything. Yeah, go out, come back in.
Dawn.
Um, there you go. And Angie is back. Oh, and now you're here twice. Let me kick one of them. Hold on.
We got fucking
Technical difficulties. Let me see if I'm gonna kick the right one. All right, yeah, now we. Oh wow, I ain't never seen this one. Okay, wait.
I don't like
There we
this. I was
go.
gonna
Okay, there we
say,
go.
go
We
back.
back. We're back. But yeah, no, I would definitely be that friend. I'm friends with a girl. We cool. But in the middle of the night when I'm drunk, I'm like, yo, I've been really trying to see you. You know what I'm saying? Can I hit?
What?
Because the next day I could be like, I was drunk. That wasn't really me, shorty. My bad.
yeah.
Unless you agreed to it, then I was like, y'all was on my way. Like, so
Yeah, I've never been a drunk texter. I'm a like if I'm drunk, I come more to my senses. I be like, you know what? Fuck that bitch ass nigga. He keep on trying to come spin the block. Let me block his ass. Like I will block people when I'm fucking drunk. I'm like, this motherfucker, this bitch ain't never treat me right. Block, 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 block. Like, like, I swear, it's like I come to my senses when I'm drinking. When I'm drinking, I be want to get my whole life together in my head. I be like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I don't know. I've never been in a text like, hey, you up? I want to see. Like, fuck no. I was like, fuck that motherfucker.
You was like, no, block. Don't
I
like you,
Yo,
block.
I promise. The last time I really got like fucking drunk, yeah, I went on a blocking spree, and it wasn't even nobody like I specifically talked to. Like, man, bitch, get the fuck off my Instagram. Good fucking bye. Fuck you. Go to hell. Like, I just didn't care. I don't know.
I don't know if my phone
Oh,
will
you
overheat
breaking
or
up.
what.
You breaking up.
Exactly. I gotta grab my.
All right. So yeah, the whole drunk texting thing, because I could blame it on liquor. If I could blame it on something, I used to be that guy. Um, but never the DMs. I would always go jump in people's DMs when I'm fucking sober as shit and be like, yo, would you mind if I take you out to dinner? Fucking lame shit. Um, you
How
want to
was
go out to dinner or something? Lame, fucking lame.
that's not lame.
Everybody, it felt lame because guess what? There was always like, nah, I'm good. I don't even like eating. The fuck? No, I'm saying like,
Uh, how did
um,
as a man at your age? How have
mhm.
you handled rejection in your life? Give some of the younger men that are a little younger than you, get them some like tips on like being rejected.
So here's the thing, right? Um, I used to always be on some. At first, I used to blame myself, like it's something wrong with me. It's just I got, I know, saying there's something that they see wrong with me.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, and especially within the last probably 5 6 years, I was more so on some, either they're reading too much into what I'm asking them. Like if I ask them, hey, you want to go grab something to eat sometime, and they're like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to eat. So you don't just hear me saying I want to go eat. You hear me saying I want to go fuck. And clearly I just wanted to go eat. You can drive your car, I'll drive mine. We
Yeah.
eat and then we leave. So what guys have to realize, especially young dudes, is when a woman says no, no don't mean never. Sometimes it just means not right now. Sometimes it
Don't
means
fucking tell her
Let's
that.
rewrite
like
that.
that's
Let's
real
rewrite
shit. That's
that.
real
Like,
shit.
Let's rewrite that.
Because sometimes a woman is just saying, at this moment in my life, this is not what I'm looking for. So sometimes you got to circle back. Hey, how you doing? You good? I know last time we spoke, you ain't want to go eat. Want to go grab a meal?
okay. So since all
I'm
right, all right, all right,
thirsty.
all right, because we gotta double back on this real quick. Has it ever been a time in your life that you hit a woman up like, hey, you want to go? Can I take you to dinner? And it just was like you just wanted to be in the company of a woman. You ain't have no hidden agenda. You ain't
Yes.
trying to get with her. You just wanted to be around a woman and spend time with a woman with no
Yes.
strings, no type of strings or nothing.
No strings. I wanted to eat a meal,
Mm-hmm.
and I would rather sit across the table from a beautiful woman and sit and enjoy a meal, no strings attached. After the meal is done, you walk away, I walk away. Everything's good. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. We good, but we had a good conversation during the meal. I
Yeah.
was cool with that. Like that was really before me and my wife got together. That's more what I was looking for because my previous marriage was falling apart. That shit was done, and I was like, you know what? For 14 years of being married, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed being across the table from a woman and enjoying a meal.
Yeah.
But the marriage is over, and I can fuck anytime I want to. Like
Yeah.
I can establish that shit, but I can't
Yeah.
always meet somebody that I can actually have a conversation with and enjoy a meal. So, guys, sometimes you can just sit down, enjoy a meal, does not have to be anything afterwards. You can just enjoy that person, and what you will actually end up happening is you'll find that one
I
that you
feel
can
like
have a
there's a name.
conversation
I feel
with.
like there's a name for that.
What's that
Dating.
called?
Dating.
Mm.
Nah, so dating isn't. Nah, it's not always dating.
Now if y'all friends, y'all friends. But if you're asking a random woman out to not even a random woman, if y'all not friends, if y'all not cool, if that's not your homie, and you're asking a woman to go have dinner with you so y'all can have nice conversation, and if she like you, she like you. If she don't. That's called a date.
Nah, that's not called a date. Because if
Yeah, it is.
I date with intentions, so either my intentions is we fucking,
But you don't.
or
But you
my
don't always
intentions
have
is
to.
we gonna
But
have a relationship.
I'm pointing out how you're not all. But how you're not always dating with
But
intentions, because that's
clearly,
a
you
date.
you want something though, because
Mm,
not having like wanting any.
yeah,
Like,
dating.
Yeah,
that's
that's not.
not like
I don't think that's what Bridget's asking. I don't think you
No,
answered. Which you said
dating.
yes, but I think your real answer is no.
Have I ever sat across from a woman and not had any intentions?
didn't
Sure,
want no sex, didn't want
absolutely
no
nothing.
no
Yes,
potential relationship. You just want to be in the presence of a woman.
absolutely yes.
Okay.
That wasn't dating though for me. That
Then
wasn't
okay.
dating.
Yeah.
That was just enjoying a meal with a woman.
Like
That
like
wasn't dating.
like for example, like me personally, I like if a man asks me on a date, a lot of times like I won't, well, he might not even say a date, but he might be like, oh, you trying to go get pedicures or go to dinner or go get some drinks or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I'll be like, well, if I wouldn't date them, I'm not gonna go with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, just because I be feeling like their intentions either like number first off, I don't ever want no one to think that I'm like I owe you something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So like in more recent years, I had somebody that I always went to like, can we go get some drinks? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not dating, so this is not a date. And I'm paying for my own drinks because I don't want nobody to think that like oh because you went out and got me drinks like now I have to talk to you, you know what I'm saying, like we but I feel like we went
Mm.
out and had drinks, good conversation, you know what I'm saying. I feel like it was under, I mean, I had to put it on the table like this is not a date, you know, and you're not
Mm-hmm.
paying for my stuff, you're not paying for my stuff, you know.
And the bad thing is that women have to really make that caveat. Like you can't just let the situation be a situation. And yes, you might be on some strictly platonic, yo, let's go out and have something to eat and just enjoy each other's company. And it might turn into a date. I'd rather fall in, yeah, because you know
Why
what?
are you giving these men false hope?
Right, because what you mean? What you mean? Because I don't understand. Because let me ask you. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that while you're in a relationship?
Nah.
All right, then you're dating. Straight up, you're
Nah.
dating because you're not about because you can because there's no. I don't believe that there is a way that a man can go to dinner with a woman who's not a friend and not have a single intention. And
Right,
when I
but
say and when I
that's the
say
thing. You're
intention,
just friends.
and
That's
when I
it.
Yeah.
but that's the thing. You didn't say y'all was friends. You said that you just asked a woman
Yeah,
to
he
go
did.
out because he said friend.
No, he did say,
Well,
I think.
we gotta be
Okay, now
friends at that point.
if y'all are friends, that's fine. But if y'all are friends and y'all cool, you know, y'all been friends for a while. That's fine. That's I feel like that's a completely different thing. You
Yeah.
going out and hanging out with your hanging out with your homegirl. Now,
Yeah.
if you just ask a random lady, slide in her DMs, talk about, hey, would you like to have dinner just because you want to hang out with a woman? That's a date.
Yeah, because to be honest,
But platonically, yeah, we
I
can
wouldn't
definitely
go
do
out
that.
with a guy like how I told y'all with my the male friend that I said I did go out with drinks. It was because we were already friends. So me, but I wouldn't go out like that with some random, because to me in my eyes that would seem like a date, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a homeboy of mine or a male friend like that I've known to growing up or something, they like, oh, you trying to go get a drink or
Yeah,
go shoot pool or something, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, but it's understand like we friends. You feel me? Like just no date or whatever. But I wouldn't do none of that stuff with a random person. I don't.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
I look at like you have some type of intention. Like
Mm-hmm. Got to.
Understandable. I'll be right back, y'all. Y'all keep talking. Can somebody help me out in the comments?
what?
Is it possible to link up with somebody on a random let's just go have something to eat, and it's not a date? Now, could it end up being a date? Sure, but is it a date?
I mean, I feel like what you saying, Dawn, you can do it. I'm not gonna say I'm a like. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the way I would look at it, if it's just a random like.
Because how is a man going to approach that? How is a man going to explain that? Like, are you explaining like, hey, I just
And
want to? Are we
and I,
setting boundaries before we leave?
and that's the thing. Like, and to me, that's why I don't know if I would feel comfortable like with some random like, oh, let's go get drinks, even if he's saying like, oh,
Yeah,
this isn't a date, but I don't know you to know if how you
exactly.
going to really take. You feel me? Like any male friend of mine that I ever went and got drinks or something with, or like went to shoot pool, like
Mm-hmm.
I know you, me and you both know what it is. It,
Mm-hmm.
when we go to this event or this, go shoot pool or go get a drink or something, it's not like I know how you're not gonna sit here and be hounding me like, so can I take you out again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
it's an understanding. But I feel like when it's a random person, even if they say, oh yeah, I'm cool, it don't gotta be considered a day. You really don't know how they gonna react to that.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to go home, or I'm messing around, ask for a split check. You look at me sideways or something like that. No, I ain't
Yeah,
got. Mm-mm.
yeah. I don't.
Mm.
That's dangerous.
All right, so
Dangerous.
we got somebody that agrees with me.
How
This
you
is
know
this
he
is
agree with you? He
one in a
said,
million
Dawn. Oh, he said,
situation.
okay, I ain't see that. He said, Dawn.
So sometimes you can, as a matter of fact, I'll put it like this: there are women who I've come in contact prior to getting married that I was like, you know what? I just want to get to know them. If I get to know them and they become a friend, if I get friend zoned, I'm cool. I just want to get to know the person. And in order to get to know somebody, best way is you sit across from them, have a meal, have a conversation. But it wasn't with the expectation of, oh, if I do this and we don't end up being something, like it was a waste of my time. Nah, it was cool. Either way, we can if I get friend zoned, I'm cool with getting friend zoned,
Yeah,
but I'd rather do
I guess
that than
right.
front.
Because I feel like even
That's
when
called
you
a
date
date.
people, it. I mean, it's yes. I feel like it's considered a date, but I feel like even when you date people, it's kind of like you are friends. No one says like you got to keep talking to that person for real. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I feel like that's really what he's explaining, and I feel like he keep trying to say that there's no expectation or no intention, but obviously you keep explaining an intention to get to know this person. If you get friend zoned, it's okay, but
yeah,
if she start to like you, that's okay too. That's
Mm, mm,
dating.
mm,
That's
mm,
the
mm, mm,
point
mm,
of
mm.
dating.
No.
You go out with somebody to figure out what's going to go down with them. If you get friend zone, you get friend zone. If you don't, then you don't. If y'all become
Don,
good
If
I
friends,
don't think you
then y'all just become
understand.
friends.
Don, she basically is trying to say you're contradicting yourself because I'm gonna tell you why. She's
okay,
saying
I'm listening.
she's telling you you're contradicting yourself because you're saying if you as a man want to go out with a woman and you're not interested in fucking her, you're not interested in like trying to pursue a relationship, then that wouldn't be considered. That would just be like not considered a date. You just want to hang. You want to be in the presence of a woman. But if you have any doubt in your mind that like, oh, I want to see how it go. I want to see if she wants something more than a friend. Then that means you're trying to date her, not just be in the presence of a woman.
Right. If so, if if in my head it's a date, like if I'm not just doing it just for the sake of being in the presence of a woman, I'm doing with the intentions. Either the intentions is a relationship or the intentions is we fucking tonight.
Dawn, I don't think that you understand that
Might be a
fulfilling your desire to sit across from a woman is an intention. You know that, right? That's an intention.
No, we just eating.
No, that's
We
an
both gotta eat.
intention. Your desire is to sit next to a woman because you want to be in the presence of a woman. You want to sit next to somebody beautiful. She's fulfilling your desires. Your intention is to get your desire filled. So you still have an intention. There's an
Wait.
intention regardless. Even if y'all friends, even if that's your homegirl, your intention is still to go see your homegirl. You either miss your homegirl, you want to hang out with her, she got something to tell you, got something to tell her. Regardless, there's a reason. Reason is intention.
Yeah, nah, I don't get
So
it. I don't. Help me out. I don't get it.
and I
Anybody
also
in the
have a
comments,
question.
help me out.
I also have a question. When you say you want to be in the presence of a woman, if you have no desire to, sleep with her, become friends, or anything, what you going out with her for? For what?
Just to
Just to
hang
look
out.
at somebody pretty?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like
I mean, I'll speak for somebody who's single. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I feel kind of where Dawn is coming from, but I do understand what Angie is saying. But it's like sometimes, like me, I don't date. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like the one time when one of my male friends was like, "Hey, you trying to?" Or even my one homeboy, he like my brother. Like sometimes he be
Hey,
like,
yo. Sorry, the comment.
welcome, Dream Team. God
I'm
damn
mad.
it.
Right. God dang it. Come
um,
in here, talk about it. Come on, bruh.
yeah, like sometimes you just want to hang out with somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like sometimes you do have friends, I guess, of the opposite sex, like, you know what I'm saying? So some like I don't know, like, because I do have a few male friends and I have, female friends, and it's like when you single, you're not in a relationship, and sometimes you just fucking bored. Like if you had a long day and it's a Friday night or a Saturday night, you like, what you doing? You trying to go get some drinks or some shit? But then you sit there and have drinks, but it's like not about trying to pursue each other. It's about like, oh, so I've been talking to this girl. What you think about her? Like, you know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
gonna
Right.
say, but that's with your friend.
Yeah,
That's
with your
with your friend. I get that.
yeah,
I get that. You can have platonic relationships all day. You can go out with your homeboy, homegirl all day. But I'm asking, just somebody that's not your friend.
How do
yeah.
Somebody
they
that's
become your friend though? If you don't sit there and have a conversation with them, how do they become a friend?
That's the thing. But the intention is for them to become your friend. What I'm saying
Okay,
is,
so
a
I
man
have
cannot
intentions.
a man cannot sit across from a woman at dinner without some kind of intention. Straight up.
Everything we do all day we have an intention. Everything.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly. That's what
so
I'm
in
saying.
in that frame, as you frame it like that, yes, we
You
all.
don't gotta make it
There's always an
sexual. I'm not
intention.
making it sexual. I'm just saying it's an intention, whether you want to intend to become her friend, whether you want to intend to become more than a friend. There's still some intention. A man cannot sit down across from a woman unless you friends or family with no intention. Even at work.
So so that's my
Intention.
that kind of leads back to my original thing. Every time I would reach out to women, they would think it was a sexual intention. And a lot of them, I had no desire to fucking have sex with them. Like that wasn't where I was at. I just wanted to fucking eat. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to look at an empty seat while I was eating. And a lot of them would take it as, oh, no, I'm saying you trying to fuck. no, like you ain't even fuckable to me. Like, come on, stop bolstering your
Oh,
fucking
period,
head up.
Taylor. I know that's right, girl. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't bolster your goddamn head up. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
not why I'm hitting you up. I want to eat
Period.
and I don't want to look at NBC. I'd rather just look at you.
Yeah, I don't think
I
people.
just explained them, Omar. Are you listening?
I don't think like when like I don't think women is like trying to like pump their own head up. I just think like the intention should be very clear if you're going out with someone for the first time on like what terms it is. Because like if it was me, people ask me out and I'm like, we can go get drinks, but this is not a date because I'm not dating right now. And I have to put that on the table. Not to shoot nobody down and think like I'm better than nobody or nothing like that. But I just needed to be clear that like don't think that this means that it's gonna get you in the door
Start.
somewhere. We
This
going
ain't
out.
start nothing.
Yeah, it don't mean shit because I'm not even letting you pay for my shit. I mean, we can go hang out, we can get drinks, we can talk about life, we can talk about goals, we can talk about all of this shit. We're going, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be friends. You gonna go home, I'm gonna go home, like, and it be what it is. But I feel like sometimes women, I I feel like, but the thing, I feel like it's hard to determine that with a complete stranger. Like, cause you could be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't got no intentions. Like, yeah, this not no date. We can go on some cool shit. But men
Mm-hmm.
mind be just what you said, Dawn. Right. A no doesn't mean a right now or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. Like what?
No, so that's honestly real. And
I
that's
mean,
what
I
I've
get it,
discovered
but
I'm
it's
not
the
saying
with
it's not
women.
real, but if a woman tells you, if you ask a woman out and a woman be like if you be like, hey, you trying to go get some drinks or watch the game or something, and she be like, yeah, I'm down to watch some drinks, but I'm just letting you know I'm not dating right now. This is not a date, so we just going out to get some drinks and watch the game. You know what I'm
Cool.
saying? You can't
Cool.
sit here in your mind and think, well, she's just telling me this right now.
right. Let me take out a few more times.
Convince
Maybe
her.
No,
she'll
that's
be
that's
like, yeah.
different. That's different. She's not even saying no. She's saying yes, but with this caveat. Like, yes, we can go out and have drinks. We can go watch the game. But understand, I'm covering me. Now, for me, even though you say you covering you, I'm still gonna pay for your drinks because we sitting there, we drinking together. Um, that doesn't put strings on it. It just says, you know what?
It don't. But
It says you came and hung out with me. I appreciate you, so I'm gonna take care of your drink. But you know what? The same thing would apply to one of my homies. If I come let's go out and grab some drinks and we go out, I might cover around, he might cover around.
right,
So
yeah. Um,
um, but when I say no, don't mean never. When guys are applying themselves to a woman and she's like, well, no, I'm not trying to be dating right now. I'm not trying to be in a relationship right now. Okay, cool. That's cool. We can continue to be this platonic friendship, but I'm not gonna that don't mean I'm not gonna circle back to this conversation.
no means
So there's
absolutely the fuck
intention.
not.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yes,
It
it
does
does.
not.
Because to be honest, let me be real.
Don't be
Let me be
thirsty.
real, and I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings. But if I tell a man that I'm not dating right now, 9 times 10, I'm only telling you that because I don't want to date your ass. That's it.
Oh,
Because if the
damn.
right one, if the right one came across, yeah, I'm dating. What's up?
All right, so here's
Stop.
here's why I say no don't mean never, right? Hold
Why?
on. Watch. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go
You
ahead.
tell this guy no because you tell in your mind you say no because I don't want to date your ass, right? Okay.
I
That's
don't like
in
hurt
your
people's feelings.
that's in your mind. And that's a good reason. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Cool. All right, fine. But y'all cool for X amount of time, and you start to realize, damn, he's been here with me through all this other bullshit, all these other dudes, and he is really a cool ass person. Why not give him a shot? No don't mean never. It just means not right now. You're not what's in my field of view right now.
You're not giving these men no false hope, Don. You're
I'm,
just
I'm giving
as an
I'm
old.
giving men a
Don, you
realistic
just
hope.
gave these thirsty ass men a whole nother level of hype. They gonna
Seriously.
you talking to the same ones that be hey, 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 good morning. hey in
Yeah.
somebody's
Yes.
DMs
Yes,
and don't never
Angie.
get a reply. Talking about,
No.
well, she
Okay,
ain't said
so there's a
no.
difference between being a friend and being
No, that
thirsty,
don't
though.
mean
There's a
For
never.
real.
and
I'm
Angie,
in
you
it
just
to
made me
win it.
spit my whole drink on the damn floor. But anyway, so there's a difference between being thirsty. Like if somebody reach out to you in your DM and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" and you don't respond, stop reaching out, guys.
Yeah, but
Stop.
That's not
if
what you
a
just told
woman
these men.
tells you, regardless of a woman respond, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I tell you I'm not dating right now, or no thank you, I'm good, you're not gonna be able to convince me. You're like, it's no, like, I just if someone tells you no, take it for what it. That's like saying if you drunk and a woman drunk and y'all get to kissing and shit and you want to have sex and she be like no, you gonna be like no, that just mean no right now.
Right. Let me try tomorrow.
Like, come on.
Let me try tomorrow.
Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No
let's
means
clean it
fucking
up.
no. No
Let's
means
clean it up.
no.
Let's clean it
Don't
up.
let it get rapey. All right.
Let's.
Exactly.
Don't let
No
it
means
get
fucking
rapey.
no.
All right. No means motherfucking no.
Ah.
You have a daughter, sir. You have a daughter. No means no.
Okay, in certain situations, no is a fucking hell no, and stop, hard stop with some no's. But if you take a woman out or you just hang out with a woman and she says, you know what, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Okay, now all of the guys in the comments know that kind of means I'm not looking for a relationship with you. I think you ugly. I think you stink. Whatever the fuck y'all reasons are. No saying y'all are real fucking cruel about that shit. But anyway, because guys are just sometimes just trying to treat y'all fucking good, and y'all miss out on some good men with that no bullshit. But anyway, guys, I'm here for y'all today. I'm here for y'all. If a woman says no, I'm not dating right now. Take that as I don't want to date you. But don't stop being who you are. Continue to be the good person that you are. Continue to be the good man that you are. And if she is really looking for a good man, then she might find that good man in you. Otherwise, she's probably not looking for a good man. She's looking for a good man that fits her bill.
Angie,
All
what's
right,
your
there we go.
topic? Like,
That's why I
Y'all
love my
funny as shit.
co-host.
Y'all
I
funny.
love you too. What we talking about, Angie?
So tonight we are going for my topic. My topic is, why do we glorify and romanticize struggles in relationships?
Why do we glorify struggles in relationships?
Yeah,
I
like
think. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
let me just give a few. Let me just give a couple of examples. Right. Let me give one that's realistic and one that I've seen on TV.
Okay.
So my realistic one is basically like, you know, I feel like it's something that we've touched on before, talking about, our grandmothers or even great grandmothers and stuff like that, how, they was with our grandparents been together 50 years, and they done been through ups and downs, and they're so strong together and everything, when whole time that your grandfather got a you got an aunt that's not your mama's child, and shit like that. And but
Yeah.
we're but we still say, oh, we celebrate their anniversaries every year, and we just say how great of a man he is and how great of a woman she is for enduring and holding it down.
Yeah. I think if we talking about today, like modern times, um,
Mm-hmm.
I and even then, I feel like people trying to maintain an image, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think even more like modern times, I would say people like toxicity. It to toxic people, people feel like a relationship is boring if it's going smoothly and all well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sometimes people like a little toxicity because it's fun. Oh, we get a little argument and we have some makeup sex. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I that would be why my guess.
So I agree that with the exact same reason. A lot of times so on two sides of the coin. If we look to
Mm-hmm.
the past, we glorified those toxic situations because that's what held the family together.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the days, if the grandmother and the grandfather were together, they kind of taught their kids that this is what you're supposed to do to stay together. Their kids taught their kids this is what you do to stay together. So that kind of creates a lineage of strong family. In today's time, since we kind of cut that shit short, in today's time, it's like I know that my relationship is toxic. However, I don't want anybody else to know my relationship is toxic. I want
Mm-hmm.
everybody else to think I'm happy. And so I'm ready for them to not know I'm not happy. I have a really good friend of mine who I've known for shit 23 fucking years, young lady. Um, and her last relationship, I thought I watched her relationship on social media and I was like, you God, she finally found a guy that's treating her right. She's happy. I was happy for her. And so she reached out and was like, yeah, I'm about to file for divorce. Um, he be staying out like 3 nights a week. And I'm like, but that's not what the fuck I see. So in today's day, we want people to see what we want people to see. We want people to think we're happy until we're ready for them to see we're not happy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I feel like that, not a loneliness too.
Oh yeah, loneliness.
So I have a question. With what you said, Dawn, you said that we are taught from what our parents teach us, and then we go on and teach that to our kids, and that's creating strong lineage. That's creating strong families. Do you think it's really creating strong families, or do you think that could be creating like generational trauma, Bridget?
I think
Mm,
generational trauma. I don't
mm,
ever think it's because the thing is, it's like okay, your grandmother hypothetically could have tolerated her man cheating and creating a family outside of the outside of the family, another second family, but ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, we're gonna stay married and we're gonna act like this. But it's like it truly is trauma because if your children are seeing it, children gonna take one type of toxicity and turn it to another. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, granddaddy was cheating, but my mom was willing to deal with physical abuse. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
or
yeah.
or they were verbally abusing each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's acceptable to be physically abused,
Mm-hmm.
or
Like you just gotta
all
stay through whatever.
because the thing is it's like it trauma affects everyone different. That's just like when we talk about like a fatherless child and stuff like that. Like the
Yeah.
real statistics of a fatherless child. You either you can become a teen parent, you
Mm-hmm.
might be addicted to some type of drugs or
Mm-hmm.
alcohol, you might go to jail, or you're gonna struggle with mental health. Those are real statistics.
I
Statistics.
was ready to say shit.
Um,
I can't even say
sorry.
it. Get
Sorry,
my
guys.
baby.
So I just feel like when it comes to trauma, like yeah, like that's just like in a family, there might been some type of fucked up shit with the older generation. But you see, with like especially if it's a group of siblings, every sibling is gonna affect it different. You might
Yeah.
got one
Mm-hmm.
sibling that struggle with their mental health extremely bad. You might find one sibling that actually fall into drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might find one sibling that is a fucking criminal and going to jail and shit like that. So I will never agree to I feel like you have to break that cycle. It's not about an image. It's not about a family. Not saying like it's not about a family, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like you could create a family even if it's not the one, like, the one that you came from. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's way more important to witness a healthy relationship than to witness a toxic one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Saying,
you know what the crazy thing is? Me witnessing a toxic relationship made me want to have a successful marriage
yeah,
more.
but the thing is, yes, because I feel like that's why I am the way I am. I feel like I'm like the one person in my family. I don't have no children. You feel me? And it was a lot of shit that I seen on both ends, my mother and my father, and I'd be like,
It
I
made
don't
us
want.
intentional.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not doing
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm not settling
Yep.
for that. You know what I'm saying? But then you
Same.
got some that fall into exactly that. You know, um. So it's like, yeah, that's why I say it affect everyone different. That's like, okay, I know some people that like their mother might have been on drugs, right? And it's gonna affect every child different. You gonna have some kids that like I'm never doing drugs because I seen mommy on drugs. You got some that end up doing drugs because they saw their mother on drugs. So it's either gonna be an example or you can fall into the same type of patterns.
Yeah, yeah. You're either gonna do the opposite of what you grew up seeing, or you're gonna mimic what you grew up seeing.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
One or the other.
yes. So I don't know. I truly feel like stop fighting against. I feel like what I truly feel like stop fighting against God. Like if something is showing you that something ain't right, that you not meant for someone,
It's
despite you
probably
have a
right.
child with some people, because some people, y'all
You
be
know,
lucky. People, Jesus,
sorry.
some people be lusting. You feel me? People be lusting after people, not because you like them for who they are. You like their character. You like their goals. Y'all have the same interests. People be lusting. You have sex. Boom. You have children, and they like you're trying to force this to stay together when it
Yeah,
was never meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you gotta
Mm-hmm.
stop going against like God when it's like showing you this isn't meant to be. This isn't meant to be. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't believe no one should ever be on this earth and be unhappy just because you got kids with somebody or something.
Yeah. That's
Or
what I
because you
yeah.
want
feel.
to say, I don't want to be lonely, like I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
And I've been in that situation where in the past, where I would basically get into a relationship because the alternative didn't seem like it worked for me. Like chasing women down every night, you know what I'm saying? Jumping in women's DMs. Like I was like, yo, come on, like either I'm gonna be with somebody where I know what I'm gonna get, or I'm just gonna fucking be alone. Like and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's harder in my opinion, and I've never been a woman, so this is just my opinion. It's harder for women because a woman is judged by the fact that, oh, you ain't with nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like women have been called gay because you ain't got a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Women
They
they
call us
got
miserable because we ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
nah, I call y'all successful. Um my bad, my bad. I love children. My bad. I call y'all successful though. Fuck that shit. Like y'all could have got knocked out by any dude along the way. And because y'all chose to keep that sacred for you, if y'all not gonna keep nothing sacred, y'all chose to keep that sacred, I clap for y'all, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women who think if he's willing to bust inside of me, then he love me. Nah, sometimes he just
What?
busting inside of you because that nigga lazy didn't want to get up and get the condom. Like,
Not
Some
working.
some men will try to trap you too. Men,
oh yeah.
men definitely will try to trap women. Let's not yeah. Let's not act
And
like that don't happen.
it's crazy, but guys think that shit don't happen. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Some women want to trap men. Usually, women want to trap the wrong man though. For some
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
like they don't want to trap the nigga who got 17 kids, and it's like I want to be 18. I want to have his next
Yeah.
kid. He
A
can't
lot.
take care of
I feel,
17.
I feel like some men will try to trap women off of not wanting to lose her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hell yeah.
Hmm.
Because men live on this plane of life that doesn't exist. That if she my baby mama, she always mine.
Yeah,
Bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
nigga.
yeah,
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
real
That
shit.
is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That is bullshit. And I'm telling every guy that
Shoot, that's how
watches
I feel
this
about
show,
niggas. You got a baby mother? I don't want no parts. I ain't got
whoa,
time.
whoa, wait a minute. With the whoa. Don't shine on dudes with baby mamas.
That's just listen. I've been there. You know what? I'm not. But I've done it before, and I'll never do it again. How about that?
so you would
So
never date a guy with kids?
No,
Bridget, would you date a guy with kids?
Yeah, I'm 33 years old.
no,
I
no.
Now, don't get me
like
wrong.
your response. I like the response
I mean,
though.
be real. I'm grown as fuck. Like most men my age might have a child. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Fortunately enough, in my life, I've actually dated a lot of. I know a lot of men that don't have no kids. Like I really
Mm,
do. And I don't know if that's why like men that it be men that don't have no kids that be trying to talk to me. So I don't know if it's because I don't have kids. I don't really know. But yeah, that there actually is a lot of men that don't have children. But
mhm,
I wouldn't mind dating a man with kids because I say this right now in my life, I don't know if I'm gonna have a child or not. Um, I feel like it would be up like whether I get married and if that's what my husband will want. If my husband will want me to have his child, I would have his child. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if I'm gonna have children. Um, so whoever I do date, because I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, it wouldn't hurt if they did have a child because I get to see firsthand on what type of father they would be. You know,
mhm,
I see if you're an active father. I see if you like, are you responsible? Do your children come first? To me, that's not a bad thing. Now I'm
mm,
about to date somebody
mm.
with hella fucking kids. Because it's like, yeah. But I feel like it's more dangerous to have a kid by somebody that don't have no kids than someone that does. Because when you have a child with someone who's never had a child before, you're gonna experience them being a father for the first time. And who's to say, yeah, they might be in the house with you, but how you know they're gonna be changing diapers? How you know they're gonna be helping you feed the baby, boiling bottles? You know what I'm saying? You really don't know what type of father they're going to be until they experience it with you. And a lot of, some women get very disappointed because you realize, like, damn, like, I'm not single, but I feel like I'm a single parent.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You got a
yeah.
whole man in the house, but he thinks
Yeah.
just because he helped pay the bills that he don't have to like
That's
tend
it.
to the
Mm-hmm.
child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not against dating someone. I would date someone who doesn't have a kid, but I'm not opposed to dating someone who does have a child or two. You know, just because it's like, okay, like, that to me helps determine like the character of a man.
Like when my first child, my daughter, my oldest daughter, when me and her mom had a child, I wouldn't push a stroller. Like I
Yeah,
was I was totally opposed to pushing a fucking stroller.
yeah,
I felt like I was a good dad. You know what I'm saying? Money was there. I would be there for my daughter, but I wouldn't push a stroller. I would literally carry my daughter in my arms as opposed to somebody seeing me walking down the block with Timberlands on pushing a goddamn stroller. Like,
yeah,
but you grow up.
yeah,
But you're right. Until you really see what somebody's gonna be like as a father,
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
never know.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for me because like if I do have a child, like I know how I am under stress, and I just know that if I do ever have a child, I would absolutely need a partner that's like hands on with our child. Like I need you to be giving baths. Like we taking turns giving baths. We taking turns changing diapers. We taking turns making
Mm-hmm.
cleaning bottles. I'm not about to lose my sanity taking care of a child by myself, and a man's right there in the home with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of women actually
I
face
totally feel
that.
that.
Huh?
Yeah. Being single moms when they got a whole husband, whole man in the
Yeah, a
house.
lot. You don't understand. I've heard that so much from women.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So here's the thing with and I'll say this to all the ladies watching. Um, when you look at a man, so when you start a relationship with a man, because of course, as you start a relationship, pregnancy is it might be a byproduct. It's a possibility
mm,
Yeah.
that could be a byproduct of a relationship. Start to look at certain things that you would look for in a friend who's having a baby. Are they nurturing? You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Are they willing to be there for a child? And not only that, but are they willing to deal with your ups and downs of pregnancy? Because pregnancy has just that.
Mm-hmm.
I have cousins younger cousins, when they got their girlfriends pregnant, and I was like, the first thing I told them was, if you're not willing to deal with the ups and downs of her pregnancy, I'm telling you right now, you are not willing to deal with parenthood. Um, a woman goes through a certain level of I'm happy today or happy this minute, and the next minute they're like, oh my God, I'm fat. And you have to deal with that shit. Not only deal with it, but you have to comfort her in
Yeah.
that shit. But that
Mm-hmm.
also prepares you for parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when a lot of women are like, you know, saying, I would love to have a kid, but they're not realizing who you're willing to have a child with is much more important than you wanting to have a child.
yeah,
Definitely.
for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Especially women who don't have no kids. Like
Right.
that's the main factor. I'm like, I cannot just have a child with anyone.
And
Like I need someone who is gonna care about not just our child, but like my mental health
mm-hmm.
carrying a child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the thing with me, I'm very self aware. I know myself. So if you don't, cause it's so sad because like some men really be treating women like shit, like right after they give birth, and that's just the saddest shit in the world. Like men do not understand like the postpartum and the hormones um
Yeah.
that women deal with, and a lot of women they go through postpartum depression
Mm-hmm.
solely based on their partner not helping them or their partner not being like supportive and there for them when it comes to their mental health and stuff. And a lot of times, like, of course, because men and women are different, like our hormones are just different. And I don't think men really understand that, like, when women, I'm not gonna say women, like, we're not gonna blame it just on this, but women can have mood swings sometimes, and it's not even on purpose. It's the hormones.
Yeah.
Um, and I think men just be like, oh, she give me a hard time. I'm not gonna go take care of the baby or whatever. I'm just gonna fucking leave. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like men gotta really like care. Not to say men's mental health don't matter. Yes, it does. You know what I'm saying? But it's different with a woman's hormones and carrying a child.
Yeah. I was going to say during pregnancy,
Yeah.
I don't say hers is more important, but a
And
little
then
bit
a
because
woman
she's
a
she's growing
a
a
woman's
baby.
body change, so you're being extremely self-conscious. It's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of times like women's emotions, like you can't even control it
Right.
with
But
our hormones. You
this
can't.
the same thing goes for all these guys that are dealing with women because of what their body looks like.
Yeah,
If you're dealing with a woman for what her body looks like, you're not ready for the long term. You're not ready
Right.
for the
Because that's
long haul.
not ever going to
Because
be like
if
that.
you get her pregnant, her body's not going to look like what it looks like today. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Yes, she can get back there with work and with working out. She can get back there, but there's going to be a time when you're going to look at your woman and go, you are a lot bigger than the fuck I got with. You know what I'm saying? But if that's your whole premise for being with her, you're gonna lose that when she's pregnant.
yeah,
If her sane mind is your whole premise for being with her, you're gonna lose that when she's pregnant because a woman she might smile at you in the morning and go, oh my God, baby, here's your breakfast. I love you. And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, look at my body. Fuck you, you're a piece of shit. And if you can't deal with that mood swing, you're not ready to be a husband or a father.
Hmm.
I
Right.
think the true key to it is being a supportive partner, through the entire thing. Like that's like this, it's this guy, we've been friends on Facebook and he has his girlfriend, they've been together. It's like, they're a cute little couple. And they had a baby and he posted a video, he made like a little TikTok of he said, my girl ain't never went through postpartum depression. And through the whole TikTok video, you see him allowing her to sleep. He got the baby. He got the baby. He
Hmm.
got the baby. She was able to get her body back because he got the baby. You go to the gym, you work yourself out because and some women lose themselves after they have a child, and it's not because
Hmm.
they want to, because they have lack of support from their man. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like a baby isn't. We didn't create. I didn't create the baby by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you want me to take care of the baby at all times by myself, how am I supposed to get back to who I am and have my own identity outside of having this child?
Right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and his girl looks amazing. You know what I'm saying? But that was all based on him being very supportive. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Caring about her mental, physical health, her spiritual health. And him being active. Not just saying, "Oh, I'm financially providing," but I'm actually hands on. I'm taking care of, no, give me the baby. I've been at work all day, but give me the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
And that's
will
very
say that that's a double-edged sword. And here's what I mean by that. You have to find that balance between being supportive and being overbearing.
important.
Because a lot of women, and I can definitely speak to this because I was not with my daughter. My daughter, we were kind of equally. Me and her mom were equally balanced. With my son, my oldest son, I was overbearing, so she didn't get a chance to be a mom. She was a mom in a sense of I'm gonna make sure his doctor's appointments are made. I'm gonna make sure he's in the right preschool, like all those things. But when it came to the day to day, my son was with me all the time.
Mm,
And I took that part of her life away from her with my
mm,
oldest son. You know what I'm saying? I took that from her. So then she's like, okay, now he's like 5'6", and it's like for 6 years, he's really been with his dad.
yeah.
So you gotta learn that balance of being supportive, but not
Hmm.
taking parenthood away from the mother as well.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because it really does take a man and a woman to raise any child, whether it be a boy,
Right.
little boy or little girl. It takes both.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, like neither one of y'all have children, and I applaud y'all both for making it this far without having children because y'all could have had children by some fuck niggas, like
Not
y'all really could
easy.
have.
Thank
You know what I'm
you,
saying?
God.
It's what I'm saying, it's a blessing, and I tell my wife that shit all the time. Like she's like, well, I don't have any children. I'm like, but look on the bright side of that. You don't have children by a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? You don't have children by a dude who's only wants to be in a child's life when it's inconvenient for you. You
Amen.
know what I'm saying?
Watch that
So
tea.
Hmm.
it's
Watch
it's
it.
a you look at it and you're like, okay, well, I don't have any children, but I don't have children by a fuck nigga either.
Amen.
So
Ain't
um
nobody baby mama.
if either like both of you both have time to have that child, but keep on that same path. Don't have a child by just anybody because you feel like my clock is running out, I need to have a child. Nah.
No, a man
Nah.
got to show me he worthy of me giving him his,
Hmm.
and that man's gonna be my husband. So
Absolutely.
he'll get whatever he want out of me.
Absolutely. Every
But
boyfriend that
when
I've
it comes
ever
to
known knows no ring, no baby.
when it comes to whether or not you're willing to have a child with him, look at how he treats his family. Look at how his family aspect is, because based on that, that's pretty much how he's going to treat his family. If he doesn't have a strong family foundation, he doesn't have a foundation to build his own family.
True.
So take that for what it's worth.
I
Before
mean, we
we
survived
go,
this long. Angie 30, 32, 33.
Yeah, 32. I thought you meant how long we've been on the podcast.
We survived this long shit. Angie 32, I'm 33. I think we understand the game.
Listen,
understand the game.
the game understands me, okay? These are intentional moves, all right?
Yeah. Facts.
Everything
Yeah.
should be done with intention. Everything's you date with intention. You get in a relationship with intention. Have children with intention as well.
You marry with intention.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I ain't mean to skip marriage. My bad. Because
Okay.
y'all know I'm a proponent for marriage.
We waiting on our rings. I'm waiting for my husband to find me. Angie just waiting on her ring.
They both coming. They both coming. This is 2025 is y'all year of marriage and dating and relationship.
Bro, all I'm saying is if 2025 or 2026 ain't my year, I'm jumping off my fucking balcony.
Okay,
I'm
Nigga,
don't
done.
do that.
I'm
Let's not
done.
do
we
that.
crashing out,
Done.
Angie.
Huh?
We crashing out.
What? Crashing. I'm losing my shit, bro. If December 31st come, if December 31st, 2026 come, in my hand, I don't even know what fucking hand it is. I don't even remember. If my hand is empty,
Your left hand, honey.
I'm going to jail.
That one right there.
I'm going to jail. Jail.
Hey yo, B, I hope you listening,
murder.
son. Because you gotta clean that shit up, nigga. But anyway, I do want to. We only got 4 people still with us, but here's the thing: we need some. We want the next show.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk about dating nightmares. But here's what we want you to do: you can come on the show. Dating nightmares. We've all had that, right?
Dating night.
No?
What the fuck?
Like
is that?
terrible dates.
Yeah, terrible dates.
Oh,
A dating nightmare. Nightmare.
I've only had one. I've only had one.
Shit, I got a couple of those.
Yeah, I think I got one.
I haven't dated
Anybody
much.
in the
You my boyfriend.
comments, anybody that's on the show, still hanging out with us, or anybody that watches, if you're willing to come on the show, you don't have to show your face. You can be off camera and still have your vocal. That's cool. If you want to come on the show and talk about a dating nightmare, reach out to us at. I don't have our new email address yet. I'll have that after the next show. But you can reach out to us at threesome show, the number 3, SUMSHOW at gmail.com. Reach out to us so I can send you the link. So this way you can join the show. Tell us about your dating nightmare or nightmare date.
Or
I'm gonna make a post on my Instagram.
Or if y'all want to tell your story anonymously, just send it to one of our DMs and we'll say it on the show.
We can read them.
Yeah,
absolutely. We can read it for you. Yes. I'd rather you come talk to us, but if you can't, we'll talk for you. But here's the thing, or here's my thing. I listen and I will fucking judge. But I love y'all though. But so it may be a good judgment, it might be a bad judgment. If you're like Shannon Sharp, it's probably gonna be bad, and that's okay. You might need to hear it. Anyway, so you can send it to threesome show, the number 3, SUMSHOW at gmail.com, or if you go to our Instagram, all of our Instagrams is on this, so you can just DM us all and we'll read it, or send you the link so you can join us and you can have the conversation with us. You don't have to show yourself on camera. We can turn your camera off and still have your audio
Mm-hmm.
if you want. But if you want to be a part of the show next week and you want to tell us about your dating or nightmare date, let me not say dating nightmare date. Come join us and let's talk about it. In between times, I'm Don. That's Bridget and Angie, and we thank y'all all for hanging out with us and enjoying the show and chiming in. We've had quite a few people who chimed in, so we appreciate y'all. If this is your first time watching the show, please do us a favor. 3 favors. Hit the like, hit the notification, and hit the subscribe. So we're trying to get right now, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. We are at, I want to say 1.6 thousand. So we're trying to get to 2,000. So do us a favor, hit that like, notification, and subscribe. At this point, it's all about liquor. So I can't even say words right. But from us to you, peace, people.
Bye, guys.
Throw him a heart real quick. Throw him a heart. Angie, throw him a
I
heart.
don't know what happened. It won't do
Throw the
it.
heart.
This thing popped up that said I got to turn my reactions on. It's not working. It's not
There
working.
you go. Come on.
Not
Give us
working.
the
Come
hearts.
on, iPhone. There
There
we go.
you go.
Yay.
All right. Later, folks. Be easy.
Bye.